Speaker number 6, Tom Huling. Please see me. Please see me, Tom Huling.
Helen Keller said, "The most beautiful things in the world can't be seen or even touched. They must be felt with the heart." I say, the most beautiful people in the world can't be seen, and that they too must be felt with the heart. Good evening, Mr. Contest Chair, and welcome, beautiful people. When I was in the 6th grade, I had a classmate named John, and he was by far the least popular kid in the school. He was the kind of kid that everyone else liked to pick on and make fun of. 100 pounds overweight, he came to school every day wearing the same dirty clothes, and he had no friends. His only social interaction was hanging out every day after school with Mr. Johnson, the school janitor, helping him polish the floors and clean the bathrooms. And every day while I sat in the cafeteria eating lunch with my very cool friends, John would sit at the very back corner table all by himself, never speaking to anyone. And later in the day, when we went to gym class and we'd choose the sides for basketball and softball, not only was John the last one chosen, but he was usually never chosen at all. Because any time it came down to the final pick, which was always John, the captain whose turn it was to pick would just roll his eyes and walk away, leaving John standing there all by himself. One Friday afternoon, I was running late after gymnastics practice, and I had to run up to my locker. It was 6:55 p.m. because I remember thinking I'd better hurry in case the school closes at 7. The school at 6:55 is pretty vacant, and I could hear my footsteps echoing off the stairwell as I jogged up to the 3rd floor. If you'd been standing next to me when I came out into the hallway, you would have noticed the only person standing anywhere in sight alone at his locker was John. Now, I hadn't said 2 words to him all year long, because any time I'd seen him in the hallway, he was always slinking along with his head down, tucked up against the lockers, as if he were trying to be invisible. But on this Friday, after I got what I needed from my locker, I quietly walked over to him to introduce myself and to wish him a good weekend. And to be quite honest, I had no idea what to expect. But as soon as I began speaking with him, his face lit up, and he very excitedly began telling me how he volunteers every weekend for an animal rescue service, and that this Saturday was the big annual fundraising event. And he was so excited to raise as much money as he could for the beautiful and defenseless animals whose job he felt it was to protect. A few minutes into the conversation, I realized I was speaking to one of the kindest and most compassionate people I'd ever met. But I doubted anyone had looked closely enough to see that. After we'd been standing there speaking for a few minutes, some of the more popular boys came walking back from football practice. And as they came by the 2 of us, one of them said to me, "Hey, Huling, who are those 2 guys you're talking to?" And they all laughed in unison. John just stood there and hung his head. And I did nothing. Later that evening, I relived that conversation 100 times. So ashamed and embarrassed I hadn't stuck up for him. On the following Monday morning, I found him at his locker, and I said, "John, I am so sorry. I didn't stick up for you when that boy made fun of you. No one deserves to be treated like that. No one. What he said next impacted me forever. It's okay, Tom. He didn't mean anything. He just doesn't know me. When those boys look at me, they don't really see me. Ladies and gentlemen, kindness and compassion cannot be seen with a glance. The most beautiful people in the world can't be seen. They must be felt with the heart. So tonight, when you're getting ready to go to dinner with your families, or tomorrow, when you're getting ready to go to the mall with your friends, consider spending a little less time worrying so much about how you look and how people see you on the outside, and focus on looking a little deeper for the beauty and the compassion that lies within each of us. When you look at things, see them with your eyes. But when you look at people, see them with your heart. Thank you.